Today's case is a bomb.
Other project managers with this project. She's gonna run.
Here's where the case really heats up. Miss Carter confirms she makes $65K while her co-workers who do